Brijesh, we are being told that the negotiations are taking place at the highest level and the state is seized of the matter, and they are ensuring that it does not turn into a sort of a long drawn affair. An immediate solution is to be found for it.
Well, Kartikeya, let's hope so, and let's hope for the best of Manipur, because I personally feel that if this prolongs, and if the abductors get even an ounce of what they're demanding, then it doesn't spell good for the future of Manipur, for the simple reason then this would encourage extremists from both sides of ethnicity to indulge into the same kind of thing. And the more it protracts, the more it has a potential of drawing the other CSOs of Meiteis into the game, and it will become very, very difficult for the state government and also for the forces to control the situation. So I think it's been almost 5 days, 4 to 5 days ever since this abduction has taken place. Only they have been able to get the release of only one kid, and two youths are in their custody. I don't see any good coming out of it if the situation protracts any more than what it is already.
Suhas, what is your view on this? Today, you can see these latest visuals that have come. So what's your assessment of the situation, Suhas? That's my first question to you.
Well, it's an extremely unfortunate situation. And I think if the boys are released, it will lead to reconciliation between the communities. If any harm is done to any of the boys, it is not going to lead to any help to anybody. So I would say, whatever has happened should not have happened. But at this point of time, I would say, those who have kidnapped these boys, they should be released, or they should release them immediately. It's an appeal from the civil society, including from myself. And I am quite certain if these boys are released, there would be some sense that we could still, there is still some humanity is left in the communities. We always say that, you cannot find humanity, human beings in the valley and in the hills. They identify themselves based on their ethnicity. I think, as I said, this is an opportunity which the abductors, utilize to bring reconciliation. That is what I would personally say.
General Roy, what's your assessment of the situation? Because last time when we spoke, you were very categorical on two issues. You told me that these two agreements must be done away with. Why are those weapons there with them? Now these militants, Kuki militants, have abducted them. I personally feel that this crisis should not be allowed to linger, because the more it lingers, the more counter pressure it will create on the society.
Kartikeya, let's not forget that the start of the militancy in Manipur was with the groups formed by the Meiteis. PLA is the oldest group there, and it was formed by the Meiteis. So here is the situation we are facing today, that the Kukis have got hold of these two Meitei boys, and they are trying to negotiate certain issues. I don't know what those demands are. I just have no idea what those demands are, where state is not trying to give in. But my fear is that this entire crisis, if it is allowed to prolong in a manner that it has, and we are faced this latest situation of this hostages having been held, the Meitei hostages with the Kukis. I also have my fear that in times to come, this entire Manipur problem may really become a very big issue for the national security, because we have 352 kilometers of border with Myanmar. Despite the two issues which are affecting that border, one is the free movement regime, for which I had heard the statements that given by the Home Minister that the free movement regime, that issue, that understanding has been scrapped, but I'm not sure if that has happened on the ground. Secondly, the border is being fenced, but to fence 352 kilometers of the Manipur-Myanmar border is not going to happen in a year or two. It will take much longer time. So what I would say is that whatever demands may be there, we should not allow this to become another flashpoint for restart of violence between the Kukis and Meiteis. And then it would become, like I said earlier also, much more difficult, because both the groups or both these tribes are having their own areas well specified. And Kukis are in the hills. Hills have a greater defense potential, and they got nearly the bunkers and trenches made, so that if Meiteis try to get them on the hills, it'll be difficult for them, more difficult for them than Kukis coming down the hill and get onto the Meiteis. And I fear to see such a situation that in the same state, two tribes are fighting with each other as if two, sub tribes are across the border within the same state. So whatever may happen, but this particular abduction, this particular hostage crisis should not be allowed to be prolonged. Whatever be the demands, I have no idea about it, but it must be negotiated and crisis be controlled. Otherwise, I see it, having a very far-reaching consequences as far as the security within the state is concerned.